Good evening, and welcome back to Candlelit Chronicles. Tonight, we are going to spend one whole day, a single ordinary day, in the greatest city of the ancient world. Not with emperors and not with generals, but with the ordinary people of Rome. The ones who woke before dawn in crowded apartments, bought warm bread on the corner, and fell asleep to the sound of cartwheels on stone. What was it actually like to live an ordinary Tuesday 2,000 years ago in a city of 1 million people, lit only by oil lamps and starlight? Before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. It helps these quiet stories find the people who need them. And I would love to know where you are listening from tonight. Share your location and your local time in the comments below. There is something comforting in imagining this story unfolding softly across different corners of the world, all of us settling down together. Now, dim the lights, get comfortable. Let the day you have just finished slip away. Settle in. Let your eyes rest. Tonight, we drift back to a morning in ancient Rome, to a narrow street still blue with the last of the night, where a baker is already at his oven, and where, in a small room 3 floors above the city, an ordinary Roman is about to wake and live a day very much like this one, under the very same stars you are lying beneath now. It is not yet dawn, and Rome is never entirely asleep. High in a wooden apartment building, an insula the Romans called it, an island of homes stacked one upon another, a man stirs on a narrow bed. Let us call him Lucius, a name as common in Rome as the sparrows on its rooftops. His room is small. 1 shuttered window, a stool, a chest for his few belongings, and a little clay oil lamp, now burned out, its last smoke still sweet in the air. Through the shutters comes the sound that wakes all of Rome. Wheels. Heavy cart wheels grinding softly over stone. By law, delivery carts could only enter the city at night, so the deep hours belonged to them. Oxen breathing slowly, drivers murmuring, amphorae of oil and wine easing over the cobbles. Romans complained about the noise, the way we complain about traffic, but there was comfort in it too. It was the sound of the city being fed while it slept. Lucius lies still a moment longer, listening. Below him, the building is waking floor by floor. A cough here, a door there. The landlady's broom already whispering across the entrance hall. The insula holds perhaps 100 lives, shopkeepers and stonecutters, a schoolteacher, a widow who sells flowers, all stacked together like swallows' nests against the coming day. He rises, splashes his face from a basin, and pulls on his tunic, the same simple woolen tunic nearly everyone wears. Dressing takes a moment, no more. There is no breakfast to cook because, like most Romans in the insulae, he has no kitchen. Open flame in a wooden building is a risk everyone respects. Food, like almost everything in Rome, is something you step outside for. Before he goes, he pauses at the little shelf by the door, the lararium, the shrine of the household spirits. Every Roman home had one, however small. A niche with tiny painted figures of the lares, the gentle guardians of the family and the threshold. He touches the shelf, murmurs a word or two, a pinch of yesterday's bread left as an offering. a small daily politeness between a household and its protectors. It takes 10 seconds. It has been done in this room by one tenant after another for 80 years. So he steps outside, down the worn stairs, past doorways breathing sleep, and out into the street. On the second floor, he passes an open door where his neighbour, a tailor, is already dressing for a different kind of mourning. The tailor has a patron, a wealthy man across the city, and like thousands of Romans, he begins each day with the salutatio, the morning greeting. Clients walked to their patron's grand house at first light, waited in the atrium among the marble and the ancestor masks, and greeted him formally as the house woke around them. And in return came the small glue of Roman life, a favour spoken for, a dispute smoothed, sometimes a little basket of food or coins for the walk home. All across the city at this hour you could see them, men in their carefully arranged togas, that grand, impractical garment Romans wore the way we wear our stiffest formal clothes, walking to pay their respects. An entire city stitched together each dawn by visits and greetings and favours owed and returned. Lucius, who has no patron and likes it that way, wishes the tailor luck with his draping and takes the stairs 2 at a time. The street before dawn is a blue and amber world. Blue because the sky between the tall buildings is still holding the night, and amber because the bakeries are already glowing. Bread is the heartbeat of Rome, and the bakers have been up for hours, feeding their round loaves into domed ovens that light the whole corner like small sunrises. Lucius buys a flat loaf, still warm enough to hold with 2 hands, perhaps a little cheese, and eats as he walks, as everyone does. At the corner, a public fountain murmurs to itself, fed by the aqueducts, those long stone rivers that stride across the countryside on arches and pour, day and night, into 1,000 basins like this one. A woman fills 2 jugs. A dog drinks at the overflow. The fountain never stops. It has not stopped for 100 years. Imagine that sound as the constant background of your life. Soft water, always, on every street, in every quarter. And pause with that water a moment, because it may be the most quietly astonishing thing in the city. Somewhere, far off in the hills, a spring rose out of the rock this morning, and by tonight, that same water will have travelled 30 miles or more, gliding down a gradient so gentle it drops barely the height of a hand in 100 paces, through tunnels, over valleys on triple tiers of arches, to arrive here, at this corner, cool and constant, for a dog and a woman with 2 jugs. 11 great aqueducts fed the city, enough water for the fountains, the baths, the private houses of the wealthy, and the overflow, by design, washed the streets and the drains on its way to the river. The Romans were proud of many things, but their engineers said, with some justice, that the pyramids were idle wonders, while the aqueducts worked, every hour of every day, for everyone. The city wakes around him, block by block. Shopkeepers fold back their wooden shutters, and the ground floors of every insula open like cupboards. A coppersmith here, a seller of lamps there, a barber setting his stool out on the pavement. The barber's chair is Rome's morning newspaper. Men gather there to hear who has married, who has quarrelled, what the emperor may or may not have said, while the razor moves slowly, and nobody is in any hurry at all. Overhead, laundry lines cross the narrow sky. Somewhere, a schoolmaster is already chanting letters with his pupils under a portico. Alpha, beta, the sing-song of small voices, a sound Romans said you could not escape anywhere in the city. And through it all drifts the smell of the morning, bread and wood smoke and the wet stone of washed pavements, the perfume of every great city before the day has decided what it will be. The children of Rome are everywhere in this morning hour, if you look for them. The schoolboys with their wax tablets, dawdling magnificently. A girl carrying her baby brother on her hip while her mother opens the shop. A knot of children playing knucklebones in a doorway, the little bones clicking on the stone. Roman children played the games children have always played, hoops and hide and seek, nuts for marbles, a wooden horse on wheels. And Roman parents said what parents have always said, in Latin, with the same tired smile. Not in the street, not so loud, mind the cart. School itself was a simple affair for most. Reading, writing and reckoning, chanted under a portico for a small fee, the teacher competing bravely against the noise of the entire city. By the time the sun cleared the rooftops, the youngest were done for the day, which is why, the Romans joked, the city was never truly quiet. Someone had always just been let out of school. By mid-morning, all roads in the city, like all roads in the world, lead to the Forum. The Forum Romanum, the great open heart of Rome. Marble columns catching the early light, temples with their doors thrown open, thin ribbons of incense curling out over the crowds. The long basilicas humming with lawyers and money changers, and everywhere, people. Senators in togas moving slowly, trailed by clients and secretaries. Farmers gawping up at gilded roofs. Friends meeting by the speaker's platform, arguing cheerfully about chariot teams. Lucius crosses the square the way locals cross every famous place, without quite seeing it. But let us see it for him. Statues of gods and heroes stand on every side, bronze and marble, painted in warm, living colours. Not the bare white stone we imagine today, but reds and blues and gold, glowing like an illustrated book. The sacred way runs beneath his sandals, the oldest street in Rome, polished by 1,000 years of feet exactly like his. Beyond the Forum, the markets begin. Trajan's great market climbs the hillside in tiers like a marble honeycomb. Dozens of small shops under vaulted ceilings. Here is the scent map of the empire, laid out on tables. Olives from Spain glistening in brine. Pepper and cinnamon from beyond the eastern seas, so precious they are weighed like silver. Amphorae of honey. Baskets of figs and dates. Bolts of linen from Egypt. And fish brought up the river overnight, resting on wet leaves. A merchant calls out prices in a bored, musical voice. A cook from some wealthy house fills her basket, arguing amiably over every coin. Somewhere a cage of songbirds is singing against the noise. If you closed your eyes in Trajan's market, you could smell your way from one end of the known world to the other. Back across the square, in a small, round temple, burns the one flame in Rome that is never allowed to go out. The hearth of Vesta, goddess of the home fire. 6 priestesses tend it in shifts, day and night, year upon year. And every hearth in the city, the Romans felt, was somehow lit from this one. Whatever else changed, whoever ruled, the flame burned on. There is something deeply restful in that thought if you hold it a moment. A whole vast empire keeping one small fire alight. The way you might keep a nightlight burning in the hall. And how did a Roman know what hour it was in all this coming and going? By the sun, mostly, and loosely, and contentedly so. Sundials stood in the squares, and the wealthy kept water clocks that dripped the hours away. But the Roman hour itself was a soft and stretchy thing. They divided daylight into 12 hours, whatever the season, so summer hours ran long and lazy, and winter hours short and brisk. And nobody's appointment was ever exact, and everybody knew it. Time in Rome was less a grid than a rhythm. First light, midday, bath time, dinner. A day measured not in minutes, but in its pleasures. Rome, it must be said, snacked its way through the day. On nearly every corner stood a thermopolium, a little hot food bar, its marble counter fitted with round openings where deep jars of food sat keeping warm. Lentils simmered with herbs, chickpeas, spiced sausage, warm wine sweetened with honey. There were stools for those who wished to sit, but most Romans ate standing at the counter, elbow to elbow with strangers, trading opinions on the races between mouthfuls. For the people of the insulae, these counters were the kitchen and the dining room and the neighbourhood table all at once. The counterkeeper knows Lucius by name, knows he takes his lentils with extra oil, asks after his neighbour's cough. 2,000 years before the corner cafe, Rome had already perfected it. And the midday meal was kept light on purpose, because the Roman afternoon held better things than a heavy stomach. Work began early and eased off after noon. The courts rose, the shops grew quiet, and the whole city began drifting, by unspoken agreement, toward its favourite hour. But first, there is work to finish. Lucius, let us say, is a woodworker. His little workshop smells of cedar shavings and beeswax. This morning he is fitting the lid of a chest, planing the edge in long, patient strokes, the shavings curling to the floor like pale ribbons. Around him the street works too, the copper beater's rhythm next door, the flower seller stitching garlands for a wedding, the letter writer at his table, taking dictation from those who never learned their letters, his pen scratching softly. Ordinary work in an ordinary street, of the sort that built more of Rome than any emperor ever did. And all of it, every loaf, every lamp, every plank of Lucius's cedar, arrived by the river. Down at the wharves below the Aventine Hill, the Tiber is a slow brown thoroughfare crowded with barges, hauled upstream from the seaport of Ostia, where the great grain ships from Egypt and Africa ride at anchor, too large to come up the river themselves. Porters move down the gangplanks in steady lines, sacks of grain, crates of glassware, jars of fish sauce stacked like ranks of soldiers, while clerks count and call and mark their tallies in wax. Behind the wharves rise the warehouses, vast, cool, dim halls that smell of grain and rope and river water, holding at any given moment enough food to keep 1 million people fed. There is even a hill by the river made entirely of broken amphorae, generations of discarded oil jars, neatly stacked and mounded into a small mountain, Rome's tidy monument to its own appetite. The city eats a fleet's worth of cargo every week, and the river never stops delivering. Lucius takes his midday walk along the embankment sometimes, as he does today, just to watch it all move. There is something restful, he finds, in other people's industry. The barges gliding, the cranes turning slowly on their great wooden wheels, the whole patient machinery of a city feeding itself, quiet proof that tomorrow, too, there will be bread. And then, the hour of the baths. If the Forum was Rome's heart, the baths were its soul. Vast public bathhouses, raised by emperors for everyone, and the entrance fee was small change, affordable to nearly all. Senators and stonecutters side by side, because warm water, the Romans understood, is the great equalizer. Lucius passes through doors tall as trees, into halls where his footsteps echo up into vaulted ceilings sheathed in glass mosaic, blues and golds shimmering in the light of high windows and lamp flames. The air itself changes, warm and soft and faintly scented with olive oil. He undresses and begins the slow, beloved circuit. First, the warm room, where the floor is heated from below by furnaces breathing gently under the stones, so that warmth rises up through the soles of the feet like something alive. Then the hot room, clouded with steam, where men sit against warm marble and let the day dissolve out of their shoulders. Someone humming, someone telling a long story no one minds hearing again. An attendant works olive oil into tired backs and scrapes it away with a curved bronze blade, taking the whole day's dust with it. Then, at last, the cold plunge. One breath, one shock, one gasp of laughter, and out again, tingling and new. And the baths were never only about bathing. There were gardens to stroll and libraries, halls for ball games, played badly and happily, stalls selling honey cakes, friends to find, gossip to trade, an hour to lose. In the torchlit warmth of a Roman bathhouse, an ordinary person lived, for a little while each day, like a king. Then he dressed, warm to the bone, and stepped out into the softening afternoon. The hour after the baths had its own gentle geography. The porticos, those long covered walkways lining the great squares, filled with strollers walking off the water's warmth. Under the colonnades were booksellers' stalls, their scrolls in honey-coloured buckets, men playing board games on grids scratched into the very pavement, pieces clicking, spectators offering unwanted advice, philosophers holding forth to anyone who slowed down, and the pleasant, unhurried traffic of a city with its work behind it. In the public gardens on the hillsides, the pines stood in their dark umbrellas against the golding sky, and the fountains ran quieter, somehow, in the afternoon light. It was said you could walk from one end of Rome to the other in the shade, portico to portico, garden to garden, and never feel the sun. Whether or not that was strictly true, it tells you what the Romans wanted their city to be. Not merely mighty, but comfortable. a place built, in the end, for the hours between work and sleep. On some afternoons, perhaps this one, the city had a certain hum to it. You could feel it in the streets long before you could see the reason, a kind of leaning in the crowds, everyone drifting the same direction. Games Day. In the great valley between the hills, the Circus Maximus was running its chariots. A quarter of the city was inside, and the rest of Rome could hear it. Lucius does not go in. He has bets he regrets and work in the morning, and besides, there is a particular pleasure in walking the quiet streets nearby while the races run. Listen, there it is. From beyond the long outer walls of the circus comes the sound of 200,000 voices rising together. Not frightening from out here, more like surf, a great soft roar that swells and holds and falls away into laughter and drifting applause. The streets outside have their own festival. Vendors with trays of sausage and chickpea fritters call gently to passers-by. A man sells cool water flavoured with wine. Children too young for the stands rerun the races with hoops and sticks, arguing over who is the champion charioteer. The whole neighbourhood glows with holiday ease, and each time that distant surf of voices rises beyond the walls, pigeons lift from the rooftops in one soft grey sheet, circle and settle again. You did not need a seat, Lucius would tell you. The best of a games day was the city itself, buzzing, good-humoured, and briefly, wonderfully unhurried. Days like this came round often because the Roman year was generous with its festivals. The calendar was stitched through with them, days when the shops closed and the city exhaled. In December came the Saturnalia, the most beloved of all, a week of lamps and gifts and games when the whole social order loosened its belt. Masters waited on their households, everyone wore soft caps instead of formal dress, and the streets rang with the old holiday greeting until long after dark. In spring, flower festivals, garlands on every doorpost, the fountains dressed in blossoms. An ordinary Roman, adding it up, might find a third of the year touched by some holiday or other, which tells you something important about this practical, road-building, empire-running people. They worked hard, but they did not worship work. The calendar itself insisted, again and again through the year, stop now, eat with your neighbours, light the lamps early, rest. The walk home in the failing light is Lucius's favourite stretch of the day. His way runs through the Subura, the most crowded, loudest, most alive quarter of the city, where the streets narrow until neighbours can lean out and lend one another a jug of oil across the gap, window to window. Down here, the city talks to itself in writing too. The walls are a great open notebook. Election notices in careful red letters, the fuller's shop announcing a new VAT, and everywhere, scratched at shoulder height, the small, immortal messages of ordinary people. Gaius was here. Successus loves the barmaid Iris. Whoever reads this, be well. 2,000 years later, we would find these very words preserved on Roman walls. The pyramids of the poor, someone has called them, proof that people have always wanted to leave a line behind, to say simply, I was here, and it was an ordinary day, and that was enough. Lucius stops at the fuller's to collect his second tunic, freshly cleaned and pressed under the great screw press, still smelling faintly of the trade. He trades a joke with the fuller's boy. He buys a handful of cherries from a woman closing up her stall at the end of day price. The lamplighters of the wealthy houses are already moving along the bigger streets, and the smell of 100 dinners is beginning to slide down from the windows above. Oil and garlic, grilled fish, someone's overdone lentils. The whole quarter is folding itself, shop by shop, toward evening. Evening comes to Rome the way sleep comes to the fortunate, gradually and then all at once. The light turns honey-coloured on the upper stories, then rose, then is gone from the streets entirely, living only on the hilltop temples. This is the hour of the cena, the evening meal, the day's true anchor. In wealthy houses, it is an affair of couches and courses, but for Lucius and his neighbours, it is simpler and, one suspects, no less pleasant. Bread, olives, a bowl of stew from the counter downstairs, a little wine cut with water, shared on the steps of the insula while the swifts turn in the darkening air overhead. Neighbours trade the day's news quietly. Someone's daughter is to be married. Someone's shipment came in from Ostia at last. The flower widow gives away the blooms that will not last till morning, and the stairwell smells of roses all night. One by one, the little clay lamps come out, each window becoming its own small amber star, until the great dark city is stitched all over with warm points of light. After the meal, the small pleasures of a Roman evening. Dice rattle in a cup on the step below, a game older than the city itself, played for coppers and laughter. The schoolteacher from the 4th floor reads aloud by lamplight, as he does most evenings, and whoever happens to be on the stairs happens to stay and listen. Tonight, it is old stories of Aeneas and the founding and the she-wolf, stories every Roman drank in with their mother's milk. A little music drifts from the counter on the corner, someone's flute, unhurried, finding its way through a tune everyone knows. At the crossroads shrine at the end of the street, a modest little altar to the Lares of the neighbourhood, garlanded with the flower widow's roses. A lamp has been lit, as it is lit every evening by whichever household's turn it is. Small gods for small streets, looking after the corner, the fountain, the people on the stairs. Rome had its mighty temples on the hills, but most of its praying was done here, in passing, at knee height, a touch of the hand, a word, good night. Rome at night kept its dangers, and every Roman knew their shapes, the fires most of all. In a city of wood and lamp flame, everyone slept lighter for knowing it, and so the city watch was born, the vigiles, the watchmen. All night they walked their rounds with lanterns and buckets, sniffing the wind for smoke, the night's quiet guardians. Lucius hears their measured steps pass below and thinks, as he always does, good, they are out. The sensible kept away from the darkest alleys, latched their shutters, and let the night manage its own affairs. Fevers came with the summer air, and the physicians did what they could with herbs and rest and honey. Rome lived close to its risks, and everyone knew someone with a story. But that, perhaps, is exactly why the Romans were so very good at the day, at bread and fountains and warm water and long dinners. They understood, better than most, that an ordinary day is not a small thing. And so the day closes, where it began. Lucius climbs the worn stairs of the insula, past doorways already breathing sleep. In his small room, he sets the little clay lamp on the chest and watches its flames stand up. One warm point of light, the same lamp shape Romans have trusted for 1,000 years. Through the shutters, the city hums low, a snatch of song from the corner counter, the fountain murmuring on, and far off, the first night carts rolling in through the gates, beginning it all again. Lie with him a moment, in the dark, and sort the sounds of the Roman night as he does, each one known, each one in its place. The fountain on the corner, constant, silver, closest of all. The carts, farther off, a slow stone thunder that never quite arrives. A watchdog, 2 streets over, answering another dog he will never meet. The creak of the insula itself, settling like an old ship. A neighbour's murmur through the wall, too low for words, just the shape of kindness. And beneath everything, that vast, soft breathing that a million sleepers make together. The sound of the city itself, resting. Romans far from home wrote that it was this they missed, not the marble, the noise, the warm, human noise of everyone nearby. Above the rooftops, over the dark forum where the temples stand quiet in the starlight, the sky is thick with stars. The same constellations the baker will see when he rises, the same stars over the circus, empty now and silver. Over the aqueducts striding across the sleeping countryside, over 1,000,000 Romans lying in the dark like Lucius, letting the day settle. He blows out the lamp. The smoke curls up, sweet and thin, and the room joins the night. Somewhere below, the vigiles pass again with their lanterns, unhurried, keeping watch over the bread ovens banked till morning, over the fountains that never sleep, over all the small, stacked rooms full of ordinary people who built together, without ever quite noticing, the greatest city in the world. Thank you for spending this day in Rome with me tonight. If these quiet journeys help you rest, consider subscribing, and perhaps tell me in the comments which corner of the ancient world you would like to wander next. But that is a thought for tomorrow. For now, the lamps are out, the city is watched, and the carts will roll till dawn. Good night, and sweet dreams.